John Mellencamp, John Cougar Mellencamp, John Cougar, I don't know what the hell his name is anymore. Hurts so good. It's Dan Radio Style. Hope everybody out there's doing great. This is The Separation. I don't know what I'm going to call this, something along these lines. This one's kind of a throwaway show. For you that don't like the weird, crazy stuff I talk about, this is less about manifesting and more about the way the world's changing nowadays, right? So maybe just tune out. I'm sorry, it's going to suck for my numbers, but oh well. Hey, do me a favor though, and like and subscribe on the way out the door. If you want to help a little, appreciate it. But that being said, it's that separation. It's that a lot of us, I think, have been kind of wondering, those of us that are awakening, that are a little ways down this awakening path, we're like, when are other people finally going to wake up? When are my mom and dad going to finally believe things? When are so-and-so going to, when's my neighbor? When's my best friend? When are they going to wake up? Why am I the only one that seems to get it in this river of crazy? What I've kind of been seeing, what I've kind of been noticing, what is awesome to me, one, like I feel like truly that I've been waiting many years for a lot of the things that I'm seeing happening right now. I have to dig for some of it. Some of it's obvious. Some of it's not. It's a trip. And literally, and I don't want to get into specifics, and I apologize for kind of bringing it up in that sort of vague fashion, but it is my tentacles are out and about and trying to figure out what's going on. And I've noticed this odd polarization, this odd division that seems to be occurring. And the way it happened to me, I kind of saw it from a visual standpoint. I guess the easy way to imagine it, I don't know, it's just what popped into my head right now as far. But if you take a sandwich, right? For those of you who don't know what a sandwich is, 2 pieces of bread, right? And then you put something on the bread, and then you put the pieces of bread together, and then you eat them. And it's something delicious with bread on the outside of it. Some people hate that right now because of all the gluten and stuff that's out there. But that being said, in a perfect world where gluten doesn't cause problems, yeah, bread used to be our friend. It was a good thing. It was fun. It was good times. And so a sandwich, when you have like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, is a version. Typically, you put peanut butter on one side and then jelly on the other, and then you put them together in a very happy, harmonious kind of way. And if you're an Elvis fan, instead of jelly, you'd put banana, right? Peanut butter and banana. But peanut butter and jelly, so much better, probably, I think. I don't know. I'd like it more. Put them together, but if you peel the bread apart, you see that little like sticky sinews that start to, like, as they separate, right? You just like pull that bread apart and you can see all that goodness separating from itself. You know, the jelly staying more or less to the jelly side, the peanut butter staying more or less on the peanut butter side, but this odd mix where, for those of you that remember the old commercials in the olden days that are close to my age, you remember the Reese's peanut butter? Who put their chocolate in my peanut butter? Who put their peanut butter in my chocolate? There's this little debate that happened as someone dipped their chocolate bar into their thing of peanut butter that they were just sitting there eating like a pig. And then all of a sudden the peanut butter person's like, hey, I got little slivers of chocolate in my peanut butter. What horrible thing has happened in my life? How horrible is my life right now? When they eat it, they're like, ooh, that's delicious. Now all of a sudden, this whole concept of mixing chocolate and peanut butter spins out of control. We have Reese's Pieces. We have Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Reese's runs out of control. Oh, not suitable for all advertisers. Probably. Sorry. I apologize for that. All that being said, this polarization is kind of occurring, and I think that's what's happening. There's this divide. There's like bits of you that are being left on them for sure, and bits of them being left on you, I'm sure. But there's this separation that's occurring. And I think as the two are pulling apart, I think in some cases, and it's a slow progression, slow in the sense of months maybe, but there's people that are jumping onto the side that's changing, and there's maybe people that are like, like the Titanic movie, right, when it was falling, and people were just falling off it and stuff like that, letting go of the new change as they're like, it's too crazy, you hippies, right? And they're like, stop eating granola, whatever. The changes are occurring, it seems. Like I said, there's this weird divide between, like, an idea is no longer good or bad. It's who decided it. What side of the spectrum was it on? Was it a good person or a bad person? Was it a criminal? Was it a politician? Who came up with it? A business? There's this weird divide that's occurring. I think it's making a big change, and one that I've waited many years to see and experience. So for those of you that are like, what, why is it happening like this? First off, you guys are teachers. You guys are you're the wing's edge of change. You're the ones that are demonstrating to everyone else it's okay. You're the crazy person that jumped into the cold pool and said, it's cold as hell, but it feels great. And others jump in and like, oh my God, it's so cold. But it's all right. You survived and it was exhilarating and it was, and your senses get shocked. That's what we are. We're that nut job that jumped into the pool before everybody else. That's okay. It's what we're here to be. But for those of us that are like, is this ever gonna change for others? Yes, it's happening, I think. And these are the examples that I guess I've been kind of going with. It's weird. I think most of us can see there's this weird separating that's occurring. Countries right now are separating from EU. Someone pulled out of the G7. Like, there's politically, geopolitically, local political, there's weird stuff happening all over the world right now. Things are changing. I don't know what. Well, I do, but I'm not saying. But things are changing. The work we're doing, what we're awakening to, is making a difference. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep heading in that direction. Keep rocking and rolling, as I like to say. And we'll get there. We'll get there one way or another. Going out with another great 80s song. These ones, I'm telling you, this is the best in the world. This one right here, it's Duran Duran. Hungry like a wolf. Stay on Radio Style.
I'm on the hunt, I'm after you.